Okay, so we've got a bit of a tech test going on today. Got a few things to try out. First thing is to see if the camera is working. To do that we need to adjust the mirror, look down and see if the red thing's flashing, and it looks to be. So I've got a trip planned over the next 8 days or so with 2 wheels wide. We're going to have a bit of a jaunt around the northern parts of Europe. Now I've had some plugs, custom plugs, for some years now, and they've come kind of towards their end of their life. The left one only really wants to give any sound when it feels like it. It doesn't always feel like it. So I've had some new ones made by a company called Minerva Hearing, and they're very good too. Fit extremely well. I had 1 or 2 little issues which they've helped me out with. But if you want anything like that, they're an absolute joy to work with. Very keen on making sure you get everything exactly how you want it. And a very happy bunny I am. The other story of wonderful customer service I've had recently is Garmin. I had a bit of an issue with my 350 Zumo due to an effort of clumsiness and dickheadedness on my part. But they really came through and they sorted me out an absolute treat. Got me a lovely new unit. As you can see, it's down there. And it works a treat, and it's better than the one that I had before. Let's just leave it at that. Bit of an upgrade. I also got a wonderful new pair of mirrors. I've got a wonderful thing called a V-Strom, one of the most beautiful bikes in the world ever made. But the mirrors kind of let it down a little bit. They were always a bit, if we said they were a little bit like barn doors, then that wouldn't be exaggerating. And a common mod on the Strom is to pop on a pair of Aprilia Tuono mirrors, and that's what I've done. I don't know if you can see one there. There might be one there, but anyway. And the thinking was that they reduced the infamous Suzuki Strom buffeting considerably. And we've not really got up to motorway speeds yet, because we're not on the motorway yet. But so far so good, and the image through them is pretty good actually. They're a nice shape, better shape than the Strom ones. Right, so also just for Mike, I'm going to pop the visor over a little bit and see where we are with regard to wind noise on the mic. It's tucked away fairly well, so hopefully it'll be okay, but it might be too much. That's the smallest opening I can have the... No, that's closed. Yes, that's a fairly small opening. In fact, it's not open at all. So the Minervas are working well, Sat-Nav's working well, bike's a peach, always has been, it's a beautiful thing. Oh, we've also got a brand new back tyre on. I was going to go with the existing one until I measured it at the weekend, and I got 1.5 mil. I thought it looked like more than that. And about 2,000 miles coming up, I thought, well, that's probably not going to make it really. It'll be a slick, Northern Europe, rain, possibly not the smartest thing. As luck has it, we have a little bit of audio slave on at the moment. Fairly fitting, being as today was the announcement that Chris Cornell had managed to shuttle off this mortal coil at the tender age of 52. Shame, because I always hoped that Audio Slave would do a bit of a reform. Never got to see them when they were about. That's not going to happen now. More chance of a Beatles reunion. And the weather's even been fairly kind to me. Famous last words. I was on the way back from work and it started to spit with rain. I thought, hello, here we go. You're having a laugh. Beautiful day, all day today. And then when I want to have a little foray out on the sickle, we're going to ensure that I get a bit of a rinse. Not used the drift for some time really. In fact, the bike's not really been out for a year, thanks to another kind of major project I got myself involved with some time ago. It's still ongoing, but it's getting there. But it's nice to get out on the bike. Well, heated grips, probably don't need those at, what is it? Oh, 14 degrees. It's not that warm, is it? I do believe Mr. Smart Car is just about to become history. Okay, so we're going to turn up here and we're going to try a little bit of motorway or dual carriageway, because we do need to get up to speed. I'm only going to do a little bit because it will fill up with traffic quite horrendously. Zip past that fella there, thank you very much. Yeah, those grips are still quite warm. Can't help but think that we might not get completely away with the old drippy rain bit thing. Ride the thunder. I'm going to have a little zip up the M42. Lucky old M42. Come on, have it. Yeah. So, Smart Car, Strom. I suppose that's one each. One all, as they say in the world of football. Right. M42, bit of dual carriageway. Get up to speed, as it were. Oh, they're making a nice job of this. It's hardly rubbish at all. Come on, Nissan joke. Yeah, whatever. Here we go. Right, wind her up. Up to speed. Okay, that's visor up. That's visor closed. Let's see how we're doing. So far, so good. No complaints. All happy. Its mirrors are pretty damn good, actually. I would recommend. I think they do reduce buffeting considerably. I'd recommend anybody with a Strom to jump the old barn door jobs and whack a pair of these on. I do believe that might be a few specks of. Oh yeah, bit of rain. I knew it would happen. I knew we weren't going to get away with it. Yeah. Oh, look, lovely. Rain, exactly where I'm going. How lovely is that? How super, how marvellous. Sat-nav's chuffing excellent. These Minervas, tell you what, they're absolutely top draw. Okay, that's visor open slightly, so whatever wind noise we'll be getting will be at its worst. So let's close the visor. Plunk. 13 degrees, lovely. It's getting a bit chillier. Right, chap, he's trying his hardest, he was, bless him. I really am misbehaving today. I'm not taking notice of my mistress. No change there then. Uh-oh, although I am going to drown by the looks of it. Come on then, who wants it? Not really ridden the bike in anger for nearly a year. Had a bit of a do down to Brighton the other week, as just to sort of like see if I remembered which side the gears were on, where the brake was. I did. Oh, enter the roundabout. Oh, sir, suit you. Is the roundabout ready? Has it given consent? Oh, take the first exit. Oh. Hello, first exit. Do you want to be taken? Do you want to be taken, do you? I won't subject you to my singing, oh look, I have a discovery, I can drive off-road. I can drive off-road, I put my wheels on the curb without any care in the world at all. Absolute gay abandon. Indicators are broken on the Toyota. How terrible. That's a big hole in it. My word. I wonder if they've found anything. Perhaps they'll come down, but we'll have one of these unexploded World War II bombs that seem fairly popular at the moment. Pop that on eBay. 99p stock, no reserve. What's lovely with this new Zumo is she still doesn't pronounce stuff properly, even though she's a new bitch. She used to go to electrocution lessons. I should teach her. And we're through. And it's raining a bit more.